Jim Jackson, 14-year NBA vet. He'll be on the call for the Hawks-Knicks tonight on TNT. Then he's got the Suns and Lakers Game 3 tomorrow night, also on TNT. Jim, thanks for joining us. Your level of concern for the Clippers today is what?
Very high. Dan, very high. Because I covered them all year. So it was a game earlier in the year where the Mavericks were up like 50 at halftime. And I say, well, that's an anomaly. Happens, one of those games. Now, the Clippers weren't completely healthy, but during the course of the year, Dallas just, even last year in the bubble, it was something about that Mavericks team when they matched up against Dallas. When the Mavericks matched up against Clippers, that kind of gave them a little fit. And you can see it kind of showing up right now, in this early series, especially Dallas winning both on the road.
But you got big games from Paul George and big games from Kawhi Leonard. Mm-hmm. That supporting cast is very suspect here.
And what's weird about it, Dan, is that during the course of the year, Nicholas Batum really played well. Early in the year was, Luke Kennard, who's not playing a lot because of matchups in this one. Serge Ibaka not being back in the fold, I think, hurts a lot because that was a big component of what they did, the Clippers, with their, dribble penetration, pick and pop. If you help, you can pop Serge out and he can knock in that three, which also kept the court spread. And that's not happening. So you combine that with the fact that Tim Hardaway Jr. is playing well. Porzingis is back in the lineup playing. You got Jalen Brunson, who's solid. And, of course, Luka is going to be Luka. You know what I mean? Luka has been successful against this Clipper team. Everything is trending towards the Mavericks from a matchup perspective. But again, you win a couple in Dallas, now it's an even series. But some things have to be changed.
Level of concern you would have for the Phoenix Suns?
Youth is the biggest thing, even with a Chris Paul. Okay, now you're going back to L.A. And L.A. did their job. You know how it used to be said, Dan. You go in on the road, you just want to get one game, whether it's the first or second game. And you want to make sure you got home court advantage now. And that's something now the Phoenix Suns, last year in the bubble, everything was great. It was isolated in the bubble. Now it's a little bit more pressure playing on the road. But I think Monty Williams, the way he got this team locked in, even that Lakers game last night, okay, Lakers won it. But this thing was nip and tuck. It could have went in the balance of a shot here or there, defensive stop. Phoenix could be up 2-0.
I just never know what I'm going to get from Anthony Davis. When he's great, it feels like the Lakers are great. And when he's not, it doesn't feel like they're great. Do you feel that same way when you watch him?
Yeah, what do you think it is? What does your gut tell you?
I think he doesn't pick his spots. Like, you should take over the game. LeBron is able to do that, but he has to pick his spots. Anthony Davis should be like, get me the ball. I said yesterday, get to the free throw line. Don't be shooting fadeaway jumpers. You got Jay Crowder on you. Come on. Get to the hoop. Make them make plays on you, and then it feels like that opens up everything else for everybody else on the team.
Now, did you notice at the beginning of the game they made an emphasis to kind of really get AD started? I really get him. Now, he was more aggressive yesterday, really looking for a shot. And I do think at times he settles for bailing his opponent out. But how many guys in the league also do that? It's a kind of a different mindset. The easy way out is to take a little jump shot instead of pounding and backing somebody in. Now, is that a fact that, the spacing is not there at times, or, it may be a double team coming and you're trying to avoid that? I don't know, but I know with AD and the Lakers, and I think your point is valid on this. LeBron can't go 38 minutes and kind of go. He just can't. He's not built like that, but he is built in the playoffs for spurts on when he can pick, when he can go. AD has to be a guy that's constantly going. And whether he's shooting or not, I think is not the point. It's how aggressive is he to attracting the defense to say, okay, we're going to have to help her do something. And then here comes, shot over the top, or he then makes a play to one of his teammates.
If I gave you the Lakers or the field in the West, who would you take?
Oh, Dan, that's a tough one right there because the field is tough, man. the field. Now, if Donovan Mitchell being healthy, Murray being healthy, man, I still got a hedge towards the Lakers because of LeBron. If you tell me a matchup where you think the Lakers would really have problems. I think the Clippers match up with them well, but I don't know if they can get past Dallas. I think they match up with them well. But it's something about LeBron in these situations, Do
you think you'll ever pick against LeBron?
It's hard. That's like asking, you ever think you could pick against Michael? You know what I mean? Because you knew it was something there. Even when they got down to Portland, when they played and Portland won, or they lost the first game to the Lakers, back then you're like, maybe not Portland. I mean, the Lakers. It's just like, there's something about Michael.
How many times did you have that where you go, we're facing a guy, and this isn't gonna go well tonight? Like you can't say it, but you're thinking it, and maybe all your teammates knew that this isn't going to go well.
But you know what, though, Dan? Here's the thing. It's not so much the guy. Like, that Luka is going to get his, okay? You know that a LeBron is going to be effective in different ways. Back in the day, Mike was going to get it. What gets you is the X factors. Those are the guys that end up having, like Dorian Finney-Smith in that first game against the Clippers. You game plan to leave him open. Yeah. Okay? You game plan. That's your game plan. And then he makes you pay for it.
Yeah.
Okay. How many times have we seen Robert Horry have big games? Yeah. Shaq and Kobe are going to get theirs at somewhat, even if they're not as effective. But it's always the other guys that end up having some kind of impact on the game. And then those are the ones that you worry about, to me.
You faced Michael, you faced Kobe, and you faced LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you rank them?
I still have Mike number one. I mean, just for the sheer fact that Mike offensively and defensively, the way he attacked in multiple positions where you can put him, and he was very efficient. Now, LeBron is very, very efficient, but LeBron will take breaks during the game. And what I mean by breaks is he won't be as aggressive offensively, okay? Mike was always like that. Kobe was like that. But Kobe would take some bad shots at times, okay? So he can kind of bail you out on some things. But when he got going, he got going. LeBron is so methodical. And think about it, there. LeBron is so methodical in this thing. Again, the mindset is like magic. Okay, I'm going to beat you with this. And if I get it going from here, I'm fine. Now, would Mike beat you from the three-point line back in the day? Not really. But free throw line, he get to his spots, and he really didn't take bad shots. And that's the difference between – now, LeBron doesn't take bad shots, but Mike, it was something about him, man. It was – and I played against a young LeBron James, just preface that. I didn't play against this older one, okay, when he grew. But, man, it was something – and Kobe was something else, too. His mindset, mindset was totally different.
Any issues with the Nets? If I gave you the Nets or the field in the East?
Nope.
that was quick.
Nope. And the reason why is because it's kind of like Golden State. Remember, so when they had Durant, when he was there with Clay and Steph, more than likely, 2 of the 3 going to have a good game. Okay? And even if one is off, it's maybe they're 5 for 15, 6 for 18, but they still got 18 points. You know what I mean? And they got a real. I like Claxton. I like Joe Harris. Shaman, if he gets his shot going, I like Bruce Brown. The question is too, is like as you advance further, now that the 3 are together, and I said this before, they talked about the big 3 a lot, Dan, but they didn't talk about Steve Nash having the big 3 in certain situations where now, okay, what plays am I going to be comfortable running that they're comfortable running because they haven't been together? Steve is still learning.
Yeah, and so are they, just being on the floor at the same time. Yeah. We'll be watching tonight, Hawks-Knicks at 7:30 Eastern, and then you got Game 3, Lakers-Suns tomorrow night, also on TNT. Jim, thanks for spending time with us, buddy.
Anytime, Dan. Appreciate you, brother.
That's the great Jim Jackson, 14-year NBA vet.